Welcome to the Frequency Network. Frequent, capital S, capital E, capital E. Self-empowering experts giving you a self-empowering experience, sharing authentic connections about sound, light, energy, frequency, vibration, and most of all, love. There is nothing more authentic than being the love that you are. You are invited to join us in our freaky side of life, where you can change your frequency and upgrade your life. We are 4 generations of women empowering you to love your life even more. Here we flow.
We are so looking forward to learning about our frequency forecast today. We have both Kristen Wall and myself, Cynthia O'Neill, here today, as there's a lot of things that have been going on in the frequencies. And I feel, a lot of us are probably moving into a little bit of protection mode and those kind of things. And we're going to find out, what the body is saying and speaking, and how the frequencies of the planet and of our world are affecting us, and how we're experiencing this time as well. So I'm going to bring in Kristen Wall, who is our frequency forecast expert. So hi, Kristen. How's it going today?
Hello, Cynthia. It's going great. It's going great. It's always fun to look over the forecast for what frequencies are coming online in the next week or two, and to see what is happening today and seeing how it correlates to what we might be experiencing as individuals. So today, our ribs are online as our frequency equivalent in the muscular aspect. And ribs are all about issues of feeling protected and loved. And so there may be experiences showing up in our world that challenge that, because our ribs are going to be in stress. There's extra energy poured there. And so thoughts maybe of old wounds where you might not have been protected or had a feeling of protection, or old experiences that may have been surrounded around this feeling of evidence that you were not protected, may be surfacing at this time. And I would love to give you the reversal. To reverse anything, we look to the word. Reverse means to re-speak. So here is a spoken word to add a decree into helping us to believe in something other than being unprotected, right? So here's
Yes.
our languaging. I am divinely protected and loved at all times. And when we imagine being divinely protected and loved at all times, what feelings does that evoke in us? And can we speak it and land these words in us? Can they become our living water? And so I am divinely protected and loved at all times. Being able to just feel, land those words, and what would be new and different if this decree just does not feel like it's real to you. For those, maybe some are listening and they're like, there's just so much evidence against this. Well, what would be new and different if you were divinely protected and loved at all times? And coming from that perspective, imagine if I am divinely protected and loved at all times. What would be new and different? And begin to create a feeling that is connected with that you can land in your body, and allow that feeling to be felt throughout your next week. Anything that challenges it, oh no, I am divinely protected and loved at all times. And holding on and anchoring to this balancing frequency during this time. So yes, and it's so interesting thinking about our ribs, everything that they protect, right, Cynthia? We've got all the major organs. Yeah, just just so many things. So it's appropriate. Issues of feeling protected and loved just might be surfacing up for some of us.
Now, give me that decree again, because I'm going to say it.
I am divinely protected and loved at all times.
I am divinely. See, I'm even having a hard time saying it. So I am divinely protected
Yes.
at all times.
And loved.
I am divinely protected and loved at all times.
Yes.
I am divinely protected and loved at all times. I'm saying this a few times because it's almost like when I said it, I didn't believe it myself the first time I said it, right? I'm divinely protected and loved at all times. And I am sharing this with all of you who may be joining us at this time around this frequency forecast, and to really take the time and hear yourself. I am divinely protected and loved at all times. Really say it out. And now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable in that. At first, I was questioning that. And where do I question being loved in my world and feel separate from it? That's my question that kind of comes up for myself too. And there's so much going on in our world. Some big things have happened to where we all could feel maybe needing that protection, feeling a loss of love. I wonder, does loss of love or maybe even grief fall into that, place of feeling protected and loved at all times? Do we feel protected when we see a loved one get harmed or pass away or any of those kind of things? And I'm feeling yes, I'm going to say, because it felt scary to have to see someone be harmed or see someone be killed or anything like that. And then also to take a breath and really love them as much as you love yourself so you can give more to the world. So to be divinely loved brings a lot more peace to yourself. At least it has for me with what I'm feeling from even that decree. And I choose to feel that way. I choose to feel divinely protected and loved. And then I also go back to feeling, do I really need to protect myself from something? Because by saying that, there's something out there that's going to harm me. So I'd like to change that consciousness around that to already saying I am divinely loved. Period. That is my security system. That beautiful heart-centered, being the love that I am. As you know, my acronym for self is source energy, love frequency. I am, you are, we are source energy, love frequency. And there's no stronger power for having us at this time to be divinely loved and use that power of love to uplift the world at this time where we need it so much. And so I'd like to, that's what came for me from that whole experience of utilizing that decree.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I know today, Kristen, shared with me that she was having some neck issues, and my thought around what you just shared about the ribs, because our collarbone is one of our ribs, right? And a lot of our neck muscles are connected, especially the SCM, sternocleidomastoid. It's kind of like the like in a car, what is it? Boy, choose to remember, where we have these, when we have these falls, or we have trying to, see around, the sternocleidomastoid, also, shortened SCM, the acronym for it, connects to the sternum and then along the clavicle, and then back behind the head on the occipital, around the mastoid, which is kind of the occipital, a little higher up. So it is, a big place. One of the ways that you can loosen that up is, so I can push, if I push my forehead into my hand and I push, all of a sudden that sternocleidomastoid is going to pop up on your neck. So, and then you can just, get a hold of it, lean into it, rub that belly of the muscle. Also, the insertion and origin, you can, when you press right down into the sternum, right in the center, and that little, right at the top of the sternum, and just kind of rub back and forth with your finger in there, and then along your clavicle. But really rub, getting that belly of that muscle loosens up all of those neck muscles. And then, just nice rubbing in the back of the mastoid. So yeah, when I'm thinking of ribs too, they're protecting our heart, our voice. I remember learning about the tongue being a appendage of the heart. And when we're protecting the heart, will that shut our voices down?
Yeah, so much, especially just coming up from my own experience. And pain is just such a great way for our body to get our attention, and for us to get into our body and say yes to the communication it's giving us, and asking, okay, how can I transform this, or what is happening in my inner telling that is out of alignment with who I truly am. And so all of those questions are coming through my mind as I imagine it, and it's at the top of my ribs on the, I believe, the back side, so it has to do with others coming in. Yeah, so such great information to help to transform it and get the energy moving again, right? Because emotion, again, is E means against, and motion. So emotion is against motion. When emotion gets trapped in our body, there's what I consider it's stuck or stopped or damned, right? And how can I get it to move again? And love is the stimulus that creates motion. It's the only true motion. So I do love how our decree today brings love in, and we can utilize the languaging for better motion.
I love, love, love that. Hearing those words and hearing you already within your voice, I can hear some loosening up happening. Just when our voice also, when gets muted, limits the motion when we're protecting, and as we were saying, how can we feel more safe in our world? And it is to really get down and love yourself even more today than you did yesterday. and take those moments. And like you said, the body, especially the expression of pain, is there to, yes, get your attention, to make new changes, do something differently. And also, Rumi had I think I might have said this before, but he had a quote that said, "The cure for pain is in the pain." And how true is that? When do we lean into it? Do we lean into it to allow for it to release and let go? And again, I go back to even our language, because in the past we have learned about the word release, releasing ourselves. And that was about, do we want to, is it kind of release, like rent yourself, right? What was that, the word release? How did that show up for us at one time in one of our past
Yes,
episodes? We brought up the language of release.
when we look at the base word release, and re means again, leasing something means to rent it, right? We're taking it on. And so we, in this concept, believe that releasing is letting it go, but leasing is to be taking it back on. So it's
Oh,
kind of interesting.
that's what it was. Yes. Yes, taking it back on. Wow. So how many things are we desiring to actually let go of? And we're talking about releasing. And what we're talking about doing is bringing it back to us and keeping it. And yeah, that's interesting for this time as well. And what we're talking about as far as the ribs, to take care of our organs, nurture our organs, I'm looking at new ways also to bring in more comfort and joy to my world, and words and our decrees, and listening to the frequency forecast to learn more about how we can become even more in alignment with who we are and the nature of things that are available to us. Those natural frequencies that are always at this time bringing in information to our bodies. And we may be a little off-centered here, a little off-centered there, and all of a sudden we feel some discomfort, and to really recognize that in that moment we can do it differently. That's what I feel. The discomfort and pain and all of those things are just telling us, do it differently. And we have choices, free will and choice. And you can either choose to stay in it, you can choose to maybe look deeper into being in more pain, or you can choose to let go and move into a new direction that feels even better. Not to say what you're feeling right now is wrong or, not so good, because all information is good information if you so choose that it to be good information. And then do something with it that can bring more life and bring that love and that movement and flow that brings more life, life in the living. And I feel so nurtured at this moment with this opportunity just to be with you today, Kristen, and having us to have be able to be here, just the two of us out of our 4 of our frequency SEE, self-empowering experts, helping you have a self-empowering experience. And we wanted to make sure we came on today just to provide you with that information, because that frequency during this time around the ribs, and the taking care of ourselves, our inner world is so important, especially for this time when we've had some major frequencies and consciousness on this planet going through a whole new experience to bring even greater love to our world, is how I'm going to bring this information in at this time. So I am going to go ahead and we're going to move forward with leaving you with this beautiful information of the frequency forecast with Krystin Wall and myself, Cynthia O'Neill. And I'm going to ask Krystin before we go if she has a takeaway or if she has any last words for us before we move on and flow.
Yeah, just a great reminder that everything in our universe is for us, and to utilize that information to help us to keep in an expansion state. And so even pain is utilized for us,
Yes,
for our
an
benefit.
expansion state. I love, again, I keep going, I love all that. And because love is the power, and the process of us being the love that we are and helping others come to a place where we can be of loving consciousness and support each other in our world. So everybody have a beautiful day. We are so thankful that you were here with us to learn more about how to care for yourself and love yourself even more. So take care, and we love you. Mwah.